single close mortgage is basically you find the land and you buy the land. But when you buy the land, you also get the loan to build a house. And you do one closing for everything. And you can do that through FHA as well. So you can legit go build your dream home and put 3.5% down. Or you can go build a 4-unit and still put 3.5% down. Now and then the beauty of that too is this, even with the 2 or 3K loan, they want you to have a certified FHA contractor for either one. You know what I'm saying? So like they'll do draws kind of like with the investment properties where you start the work, then they'll come out and inspect to make sure everything's going well. And then they give you a draw, you continue working. They inspect, they give you a draw, you continue working. Same process as the 2 or 3K loan, the same process as this. You find the land, you purchase the land, you do your drawings and stuff for your house, and you have your contractor that they approve, and they get the building.
I built this, me, brick by brick.
Welcome to Brick by Brick, where we discuss different ways for you to build your empire, one brick at a time. We discuss everything from real estate, e-commerce, stocks, crypto, and more. Whether you're an entrepreneur, working a 9-to-5, or in the streets, Brick by Brick is here to help you get to the next level. Let's go. All right. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to, what is this, episode 5, episode 6 of the Brick by Brick podcast. Yeah, man, it's definitely been, we've been working hard. One, just on, of course, different business projects, but also two, on the branding and all that, man. So we got a lot going on. But how you doing, big bro?
I'm blessed, brother. Can't complain. Another day
Yes,
getting out with the kids.
Yes, sir. 2022. Yeah, man. So whole new year. We'll probably be like a month in by the time you guys hear this episode, man. But definitely been working a lot. Got a few things popping in the timeline, man. But this is definitely going to be a super special episode. One, from the investor perspective, but also just from the regular consumer homeowner perspective. We're gonna walk you guys through the process of becoming a homeowner and the actual home buying process, but also give you guys a lot of game too, because Big Bro got tons of game and super hacks and tips and tricks and all that. So we're gonna go through that entire process, man. So yeah, man. So Big Bro, I know you got the show notes. Where do you want to start at?
First off, let's say this. It's a game, but you got to figure out how to finesse the system without cheating the system. And really, that's all that is. But yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, before we even get into all that, so I know y'all see these shirts with the logo and all that, the Brick by Brick shirts, and my man got the dad hat. So I got that. I mean, I got my hat too, but yeah, so wifey just did the hair. We're going to a baby shower tomorrow, so I had to get fresh and all that. But so we got the Brick by Brick merch on deck. The site should actually be up by the time you guys are able to see this, but the merch and all that ready to go too. So keep you guys posted. But yeah, man. So Brick by Brick merch, always building brick by brick, so make things happen. But yeah, let's get it started, big bro.
Yeah. So the best way to generate wealth in our community is by buying a house. Like I hear people like Grant Cardone say that, like he says never buy a house, but I don't subscribe to that because you got to start somewhere. And with buying a house, building equity, then you can in turn pull that equity out and invest that money, which is what I did when I caught my case. To avoid them ever trying to take anything from me or saying I did anything wrong, I made sure to pull out an equity line of credit out of my personal house and use that to start investing in the real estate, so they can never say, hey, where this money come from? I can show it came out of my house. So so for everybody, we should all buy houses. Like I remember I told one of our little brothers, Rye, years ago, I'm like, bro, don't go buy that new Beamer. Buy the house, then buy the Beamer. And he did it, and it worked. I think he had bought that house that back then for like 80,000, 100,000, somewhere around there. And I think he put on like 20.
Mhm.
But 4 years later, the house went up to like 320.
Mm.
So he bought a house for 100, paid it down about 20, and the house went up to like 320. He sold that, cashed out, and moved down south.
Mm.
I mean, so I say all that to say we should be buying houses. So I'm gonna try to break it down the best I can from the process from like a lot of processes that I used and some tricks to kind of save some money.
Mhm.
Like,
Definitely.
right. So like the first thing you want to do is you want to find a mortgage broker. You don't want to walk into a bank and ask them to help you get a mortgage to buy a house. Reason being is they clock in and they clock out. So whether they do your deal or not, they're gonna get paid regardless. A mortgage broker, he's gonna shop around to find you the best deal and do everything he can to get that deal done because that's how he gets paid, right?
Mhm.
So find your mortgage broker, Google, hit me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I point you to a couple good guys. You have to be working for 2 years. You don't have to be in the same job for 2 years, but you have to consistently be working for 2 years. And your credit score don't have to be nothing more than a 620 or above to do a FHA loan. And if you're buying your first house, you want to do a FHA loan because you're only putting 3.5% down
Mhm.
on the $200,000-$300,000 house. Something like whatever that is, it's not a lot of money compared to putting 10, 15, 20, and 25% down. You know what I mean? So you
Yep.
want to do a FHA.
And you can use that. You can use an FHA loan for single family homes from either 1 unit all the way up to 4 units too. So if you want to do house hacking and you're in your 20s, early 30s, that's the perfect way to do it and get it started. Not to mention, if you're in the military, we're not even going to talk about the VA loan. That's zero down. But yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Y'all VA loans, you don't put nothing down. The only thing with the FHA is it comes with mortgage insurance, which is like an extra $200 or $300 a month.
Mhm.
But within like a year or two, you can refinance out of that, bring your mortgage down. But I mean, we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
you want to do a FHA loan unless you've been in the military. Um, Now, with an FHA loan, a lot of people don't know is they have a part of that, which is called a 203K loan.
Mhm.
Now, FHA guidelines require you to buy a house that's livable. You know what I mean? Now, if you find a house that's not livable and or distressed, then the 203K loan will lend you the money to do the rehab on the property.
Mhm.
Now, this is the trick. You go find a foreclosed property that's distressed and do a FHA 203K. Reason being is you're buying that house way under market value. And two, you know what I'm saying, like they're loaning you the money to fix that house up and then they're wrapping it in your mortgage. So once it's all said and done, by the time you move into the house, you'll have a lot of equity in there. So
Mhm.
you have room to think about refinancing a year down the road and paying off student loans or refinancing, pulling that money out and investing it in whatever you do, real estate stocks, and like whatever it is, or do a line of credit so that your mortgage don't change, but you'll have that money that you can invest. And I think you don't have to pay that back for like 5 years. Like on most,
Mhm.
like on most of those loans. So you want to do FHA 203K. I mean, I did it twice, and I get down a little bit. Now, another trick to all of that is this: with the FHA loans and the first-time home buyers, a lot of states, damn near all the states, right? But you just have to look to find this money. They will help you with closing costs.
Mhm.
I mean, they have
Tons of
county,
grants. Yep.
statewide, grants and programs that will loans. I mean, most of them don't be loans. I'm saying like a lot of them be grants. I've actually done one loan, but the trick to that was I had to live at the house for 5 years. And if I did that, then it'll all be forgiven.
Mhm.
If I
Mhm.
didn't, then I had to pay it back. But it was all free money. So, and I mean, it's out there. Like I've done it more than once. And if you know me, you know I can afford to pay my closing costs. But the trick to this is it's not how much money you make, it's how much you can keep. So if I'm not putting my own money into closing and things of that nature, I can go invest it. You know what I mean? So the first time I did it was like 2009. I started the process 2009 and we closed in 2010. We did a FHA 203K. And we got closing assistance from PG County. Now, what they did was you had to buy within a certain, it's like, you know, like there's a lot of zip codes, but like if you bought in that certain zip code and you took a class, which the class is beneficial because it teaches you how to maintain your home, how to save money, how to pay your mortgage. You know what I'm saying, like things, I mean, like it's things that a lot of new home buyers don't really know. So it's worth taking. And I mean, like, I think it was like $100, $150. But at the end of the day,
I mean, it saved you tons of money too, and you got tons of value out of it. So,
bro, they gave us like 17,500 towards closing.
That's crazy.
And then we had 2 or 3K to fix the house up. So I just put that money I didn't spend on closing into the rehab and just make it, you know what I'm saying? And we made it what we wanted it to be. Now, bought that in 2010, foreclosed for 224. Yeah, like 224. And that's with the rehab and everything. Yeah. I think it was like 224. And just in 2020, March of 2020, we sold that house for $499. But that was just the fact of the time we bought it. We bought it foreclosed.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's ways for you to, it's ways for you to run up a bag just by buying real estate and living in it.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, and the same thing we're saying, like with the FHA loan, you can buy like a single family or a 4-unit, you know what I'm saying, like up to a 4-unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So like you can technically live in 1 unit and have the other 3 pay for itself, plus kick you back money every month. So I mean, like you have options here where, you know what I'm saying, like where it comes to buying a house.
Yeah. So I mean, you're making money from the cash flow from it being rented out, and on top of the equity that you put in there off the renovations from the 203K loan, and then the equity of paying down the principal and interest and all that too. So you're making money a few different ways by doing that. So yeah.
So like when guys talk about don't buy a house, bro, I don't get it. Like I don't know what you had going on, but I don't get it.
And I'm actually glad you said that too, because I mean, like, shout out to the OG Grant Cardone. I mean, hey, Grant's our last name, Grant's your first name. It's all love, you know what I mean? But I mean his story and his videos are always definitely inspiring. But the whole concept of like not owning, but like I guess his whole concept is like renting where you live and renting out what you own, which I think it sounds cool in theory, but everybody isn't able to raise billions through private equity or whatever else that Grant's doing. So I think a great way to start is home ownership. Yeah.
Right. Now, see, I'm not knocking what he's saying because it works for him and his family right now.
Yeah.
Now, if I was in that position at that point, then cool, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I can live anywhere, so I don't need to own. But if I'm starting out and I'm trying to build some capital, you know what I'm saying, buying a house is a good way to do it because you can rent rooms. Like, bro, you can go as far as renting rooms in your house. I mean, it really depends on how you want to go about it, but you just have to buy. You know what I'm saying? Once you buy, then you have options to do anything you want to do. So like, even when we had bought that house, I didn't go on the loan because together we made too much. So she went on the loan. I didn't. I was on the deed. Now, the way I understand real estate investing now, I didn't know it back then. So a couple of years later, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go buy another house. And okay, this how I, you know what I'm saying, I did it that way before it works. I'm gonna do it again. So I talked to my my mortgage broker. He told me what I was approved for. I started looking for distressed properties, and we did a 2 or 3K loan. So then, with me doing that, I had to So before 2010, you were allowed to have more than one FHA loan in your name. Before 2008, 6, I think it was. But after the crash, you know what I'm saying, they changed the guidelines and it's only one FHA per. So like I can have a conventional loan and then go get an FHA, but I can't have an FHA and go get another one. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work like that. So I took my name off of the deed and I went and bought another house through FHA. I didn't rent it or anything because you legally have to live there. So I just held it for a year and paid for it until I can refinance it into a conventional loan to make sure I'm not breaking any rules. But I knew that, hey, this was my way back into another rental property. So let me do this, hold on to it. It's going to cost me something, but I'll make it back on the back end. So I went ahead and did it. And it just so happened that that house was a HUD home. And that's another thing. It's good to look for HUD homes as well.
Yeah.
Right, because they have their own programs. And don't let nobody tell you, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. Because if they're telling you that, 9 times out of 10, they just don't know. Like, it's best for you to call and ask the questions. And the reason I say that was I hit my agent and I'm like, yo, can I get closing cost assistance? He was like, well, I don't know. I mean, we already started the paperwork and I mean, like the contract's been ratified. I mean, I really don't know. I called my mortgage broker. He was telling me he don't know. And no, he actually told me, I don't think so. So I'm like, bruh, I ain't leaving no money on the table. I'm sorry. I don't care what I got. I'm not leaving it. So I called HUD myself. I'm like, yo, I'm a first-time home buyer. Because technically and truthfully, I was a first-time home buyer because I didn't have any mortgages in my name. I'm saying I didn't have an FHA loan in my name. I had no mortgages in my name. So I'm a first-time home buyer. And they're like, yeah, all you got to do is go onto the portal, pay $75, take this 4-hour course, take the test, you pass, we give you money. I'm like, bro, say less.
Wow.
I spent my $75 and it took me 2 nights studying, you know what I'm saying, like going through each joint, taking the test, and I passed. So at closing, bro, they gave me like almost $9,000 towards closing on that house.
That's crazy. Was that from the county?
No, that's from HUD.
From HUD, okay, from HUD.
No, was it HUD or Fannie Mae? I have to go back and look, but it was either HUD or Fannie Mae. But like a Fannie Mae property, a HUD home, they all have programs. And even if you just find a regular distressed property, just Google whatever state you're in, closing cost assistance. A lot of, you know what I'm saying, like a bunch of them gonna pop up and you go through and you call people and you go through the process, but it's free money out there. Like they're giving you money, help you buy houses. So ain't no reason we shouldn't buy them. Like really and truly, like right now I'm talking to you from that house I bought.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
You feel me?
Wow,
like,
real life proof.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally in that joint now. Like we saw the other one, I'm in this one.
That's fine. So, matter of fact, so I know you said that I guess the first part of the process is to connect with a mortgage broker, but I actually wrote a blog post a couple of years back on my site, and I like as far as like the 8 steps to buying a house. And the number one thing that I put, which you've actually already touched on, but I want to just kind of reinforce it here. Step 1, I think for a lot of people should be determining your why, right? Because whether you're going the Grant Cardone route or you're doing what we're talking about or just different other strategies that are out there, I think that it's important to determine your why, because like you were talking about, you're like, hey, if you can buy a property at this price and then you put some equity into it, or it gets equity on its own just through time and the value increasing, like, are you going to take that money back? Are you looking to build wealth for your family, for yourself? Are you looking to pay off student loans? Are you looking to invest in the stock market, buy crypto? Are you looking to be a philanthropist? Like what is the reason why you even want to build? Cause I mean, like honestly, like folks could, like there are folks who will rent and do their thing, and it's not really a big deal to them. But if you're looking to build wealth and all that, it's like you got to have a real actual motivation behind it to keep you going, because what we're describing, it may be simple, especially if you know what you're doing, but it's not easy, right? It's a journey and it takes time and it takes dedication and discipline, right? So it's a big part of it.
But really and truly too, it ain't that hard either.
See,
like,
yeah, right? Yeah.
not having the information makes it difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you call your mortgage broker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a credit score, you got your closing cost money. Oh, and another thing too, with FHA loans, right? They want your closing cost money has to be seasoned. Seasoned meaning it has to be in the bank for at least 3 months. Now, on this property, I didn't know that. So I just went and put some bread in the bank. And my mortgage broker was like, yeah, you can't use that money. It hasn't been there long enough. Like, it has to be seasoned. So you have to so FHA allows you to have assistance from your family member. So they just have to, I mean, like, a gift letter, exactly. Sign off on the gift letter saying, hey, I'm giving them this money as a gift and they don't need to pay it back to me. And you know what I'm saying, I got to hit one of my sisters. I'm like, yo, yeah, I need some bread. I'm closed on this house, but they won't let me use my money. She's like, yeah, bro, that ain't about nothing. And she wrote the gift letter, wired me the money. I wired it to them, and I just wired her back the money. But they just want to show where the money's coming from, that you're not selling drugs or whatever you may be doing and just going to buy a house, which, I mean, there's so many ways around that. So I don't really understand, but I mean, that's their process. So you have to make sure that when you're doing it, you kind of plan it out and you put that money in the bank. I mean, you should have your money, you should have your money working for you, but you put that money in the bank and let it sit there for at least 3 months. I mean, even if you spend it doing things, or you're, you know what I'm saying, like you're cycling through different accounts, as long as you can show that money has been in the banking system for 3 months, then you're good to close. I mean, it's really just that simple. And once you do, then sky's really the limit, because house prices ain't going down. Like, even if, God forbid, the market and everything crash, like we've seen it happen before. The housing market, it crashed. And what it do? It came right back. So you don't plan on moving in the next 6 months. You just wait it out. It's kind of like stocks. Like, it's going to dip, but it's going to come right back up. But house prices always go up. Like,
I mean, even during that housing crash, that made that while it was a crash, it ended up making the most billionaires and millionaires of anything in history, right? So, like, there's still opportunity there, even though things might be crazy.
Yeah, there is opportunity, but see, we are programmed to run when we see danger. I mean, I guess everybody's supposed to run when you see danger, but financially, when you see red, oh, it's green. Stock market, houses, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And like I said it to, I was talking to this new broker yesterday. I'm trying to do some deals with her. And I'm just like, I'm waiting for her to give me the terms. But when you're investing and you're going to a new hard money company, they want to know your experience. How many deals have you done in the last 3 years? So I was telling them, like, 18, 19, I was buying up houses. 20, chilled out. You and I know why I chilled out, but I chilled out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I mean, and I was kind of doing that as well, because I was still trying to buy. I was there, and I did buy when I was there, but later on. But like I told them, like, I was waiting for all these forbearances to come due and the market to crash. So when these, you know what I'm saying, all these houses go cheap, because you can, and like, that's the thing with owning a house, bro. Maybe a primary residence or a rental. You can legit, you know what I'm saying, like, if you buy it right, you can become your own bank. Because, like, I know a homeboy, it's actually my brother's friend. It's Jabri's homeboy. He bought up a bunch of houses in Southern Maryland around 7, 8, 9, and 10. And he, like, technically now he's just his own bank. He don't use hard money. He don't do anything, because he bought those houses so cheap, he paid them off. So whenever he's going to do a new deal, he just do And you know what I'm saying? Like, he just does a HELOC on them houses. So he'll have the money sitting until he needs it. He'll just go pull it, buy what he's buying, do his rehab, pay back the HELOC.
Wow.
So I mean, like, you have so many options just for buying a house. Like, I bought, like, even the second FHA loan I did that back in 17. And between 17 and now, bro, that house went up 150,000.
It's crazy.
And I mean, that's just equity that you can borrow against, because the bank will lend you up to 80% of the value of the house. So if your house is, just for round numbers, if your house is 100,000, they will lend you 80,000.
Yeah.
Or if you owe, let's say you owe 50 on the house, but the house is worth 100, they'll lend you 30,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you can take that 30 and go invest. Like, it's doable. Cash out refinances is the key.
Yeah, I was about to say because that's the amount they give you back when you do the cash out refi after the renovations and all that, right? Around 80%, right? Okay. Boom.
So some banks will do 70, some will do 75, but at this stage, I'm trying to get the max amount, give my 80%. Like, in another couple of years, I will technically only pull out what I put back in. So if I put 30 down at closing, refinance, pay off hard money, and get back my 30 and go get another one. So I just have more equity in the deal. So I'm growing my net worth even faster. Right now, I'm trying to build my portfolio faster. I'm trying to scale. So I'm trying to get as much as possible. So like with the rental properties, when I do my refi, my cash out refi, I basically got a free house because my return on investment is endless, because I take every dollar back out and a profit. Like, I don't leave nothing in the deal. So, and you can do that with your primary residence. Like, you buy your house, so like, you technically cannot refi your house for the first 6 months. The banks want to see you pay 6 months of mortgage. But on FHA loan, and I mean, that's also with the FHA, but like, you want to hold it for a little bit, so that unless you buy it really, really good and you buy it and go in there with a lot of equity, then you wait 6 months to a year and then you do a HELOC or a cash out refi. I mean, on the cash out refinance, your mortgage goes up because you go from having $100,000 mortgage to, say, $150,000 mortgage. So the payment goes up, but that extra 50,000, you have that cash to go invest. Not go buy a new bag or new shoes or new car. Invest that money, because it's going to have to, like, the goal is to invest enough so that your assets stop paying for your liabilities.
So that's what I was about to ask you right now, right? So you were saying that your goals are primarily right now to build a portfolio, but down the line it'll be to increase the net worth. So as in regard to building the portfolio right now, is the primary outcome for that just like cash flow?
Yeah. So I remember when I first started, I learned a lot from Bigger Pockets, and the guys on there were like, they're after all expenses, they're cash flowing like $200 a month per property, and that's good for them.
Yeah.
And I guess that's cool.
Yeah.
But
nah.
For me, bro, I don't know. So that's like, I'm used to getting a brick for like 10, maybe 13. And then if I'm in a good mood, I'm gonna sell it for 40.
Yeah.
Or I put an eighth on it and I sell it for 45. So I'm used to making a lot of money on my money.
Yeah.
So I hear you on the $200, but I know I can do better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, even my first rental, my daughter's house, I just refinanced that like a month or two ago, and I took it out of my personal name because it's making my debt to income too high. I started out, we talked, I think we spoke about it before. I started out not knowing as much as I know now, so I was just putting houses in my name. So I did a refinance and took it out of my name and put it in my company's name, and paid the mortgage down maybe $8,000 or something like that from the time I purchased it. But then it went up so much in value that my mortgage was like $850 when I first bought it. And then it went up a little bit because of insurance. Like it went up to like $910 or $920. But I'm renting a place for $1,600. So I ain't losing, you know what I'm saying? I'm still making good money. But with paying the mortgage down and the interest rate being lower now, bro, I just stuck them people up. Like the house went up in value, so I did a HELOC on them. Boom. So that's one win. Two, my mortgage went from 900 to 672.
Brett, more cash flow.
Bro, I got a 4-year lease for $1,600 every month. So I'm making damn near $1,000.
Yeah. I'm
making like damn near $1,000 every single month just off that one house alone. Yeah. So I hear you with the $200. I guess it's not bad. Like, I mean, if you keep stacking on top of each other.
Yeah, but you
got to get to 10 houses just to get $2,000 a month. Yeah. And it's not bad because you're still, like your house is still appreciating. So you're still building equity. But I be damned, son. Like, no way. No.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it, honestly, and it's funny you even said that too, because literally maybe 3 hours ago, I'm scrolling on Twitter and some dude posted a screenshot of somebody saying it was almost identical to one of those bigger pockets deal breakdowns where they cash flowed like $250 a month or whatever. And the dude who posted a screenshot tweeted, he was like, yo, you can do a couple of crypto plays and do more than, and cash flow more than that a month, right? And it's like, yo, I mean, like there's, long story short, whether it's doing deals how we're talking about or investing in crypto or whatever, there are mad things you can do to cash flow more than $200 a month. Because I mean, like, even in the beginning, yeah.
But then you can cash flow with having to put less money up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you put up a lot of bread. And so, and that's why I said, like, you got to learn how to finesse respectfully. Yeah. I'm not getting over nobody. I'm just learning the best way for me to win. Come on, son. Like, it's an older guy in DC. He's a British dude. I can't remember his name right now. But I spoke to him a couple of times. I mean, he's kind of blowing up now, though. Shout out to him.
I know you're talking about, I can't remember his name. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But he's the one that gave me the game on how to make more money off rent. So with Section 8, you, from a 1-bedroom to about a 3 or so, you're right around market rent. You know what I'm saying? Whether you rent to Section 8 or you rent to a regular tenant, you're probably getting close to about the same thing, right? 4 bedrooms, you get maybe $100, $150 more, which isn't bad. But the key is this: it's not a lot of 5, 6, and 7-bedroom houses on the market. Like, they just don't make them. They made them years ago, but bro, just go on to MLS and look. You're not going to find a bunch of 5-bedroom houses, much less 6 or 7, right? So families that want 5 bedrooms and above are always on a waiting list. That's number one. So you got a big pool of people to pick from. So that's a win. You ain't got to really look for a tenant. They're damn near going to fall in your lap. Number two is between the 4 and the 5-bedroom, the rent jump crazy, like by a couple $100. So you're making more money on the same house. So now, before I went in, what we started doing was we started looking for houses that, I'll go back to that. But we started looking for houses that, if it's not a 5-bedroom, I got room, like there's space to add value and create a 5-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So we did that on the house I bought right before I left. And And actually, me and Jabri bought that together. That was our first deal we did together. And me, Jabri, and Charlene. And it was a 4-bed, 1 bath. And we turned it into a 5-2. Because, no, I'm lying. We turned it into a 5-3.
Wow.
So on the top floor is 4 bedrooms, 1 bath in the middle. So we bumped another small bath up to the other bath because the plumbing's already there, and made a small little master suite. And then hold on a second. Yo. Oh baby. And I'm still recording. You guys gonna say hi to Uncle Stef real quick?
Hi. What's up, y'all? Hey Logie, how you doing? What's up, Grayson? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all had some pizza?
Yep.
No,
That's what's up.
Domino's. It's my favorite.
I don't know why.
That's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yes!
Bro, so little things in life. He's excited about downloading a free game. But he just wanted permission. Me giving him permission made his day. Okay, cool, whatever.
That's amazing.
Right. So we turned that place into a 5-3. And so in the basement, you have to have an egress window. But if you have a backdoor exit, just build a room around the door. Because the whole purpose of it is if there's a fire, they need a way to escape. All right, bro, they go a whole door.
Yeah.
You got a window, you got a door, you got a closet, it's a room.
Wow. Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? But like a lot of people don't know that. And that in itself changed things for me. I bought one duplex. I ain't buying another one yet. I was talking to Charlene yesterday about us buying land and starting to build them. And but I get into that later. But the mortgage on that place is $850 or $865. Section 8 for the 5-bedroom is paying us $1,732.
Wow.
Like, what are we talking about? My 2-unit, I got 2 tenants. Tenant downstairs pays me $1,000. I was renting that place for $11, but she was starting over. Boom, and you know what I'm saying, about nothing. I'm saying, like a single mom, and her son and Grace went to the same school. So I'm like, yeah, cool, no problem. And then she told her friend, so that's a 2-bed, 1 bath downstairs. Upstairs is a 3-bed, 1 bath with an office. Her homegirl rented that. She's also a single mom for 12. So I'm getting 22. The mortgage is 14. I'm still making money, but this Section 8 play, one is guaranteed money. 2, I'm only dealing with 1 tenant, and I'm still making more money.
Yeah.
So that's been my focus. Like, I'm gonna
Section
do a
8
video.
rentals.
Yep. Because one, like if COVID pandemic, but it has to be an act of God and the government go kaboom for me not to get my money from Section 8. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, what are we talking about?
It's guaranteed money. You can't beat it, honestly. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it every time.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely gotta do a whole video or a whole thing on that process, because it's like I've heard it's like a waiting list and a whole process to even get on that to do that the right way.
Yeah. For the landlord or for the tenant?
I mean, well, I guess both.
Nah, I don't know about the tenants, and I don't think so. Well, the tenants, some of them are on the waiting list if they want a 5-6 bedroom, because it's not a ton of them on the market.
Yeah.
So supply and demand, bro. Like, it's a crazy demand. Oh, I'm a supply. So that's kind of just what that is. So they'll be waiting, but we don't really wait that long. And I mean, from what my hard money guy was telling me when I was talking to him the other day, he was like, man, you're getting top of the market. Him and another Section 8 guy was like, bro, you're getting top of the market for Section 8. So I ain't mad at it. Like, I keep my mortgage low. You guys have to give me a little bit. I'll be done in a second, okay? I can't. Ask Anthony to do it.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Close the door.
This is a live way.
Awesome.
You can join people.
Okay, I'll play with you when I'm done, all right? Close the door, please.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely did not close the door.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we as the landlord, we don't really have a long wait. And once you get signed up with them, you have it's not a social worker, like that's not the word I'm looking for, but let's just say social worker. Like it's one person, like it's one contact person that we deal with every time. So as soon as we get a new property, we contact them, give them the information, and then they'll spread the word. We'll start getting phone calls. Okay. And we start getting phone calls, start putting tenants in there.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely gotta do a whole video on that, man. Because I mean, you're definitely getting guaranteed bread all the time, every month without fail. But then two, actually being able to provide value to the community and help those in need with a really dope property too. So yeah.
And you know, and so yeah, so I remember when I was sitting down, my boy David gave me this book to read. I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically about finding your purpose. So I read it and I'm like, it's a win-win. I want to say part of my purpose is the whole Section 8 thing. Not just because it's a win for me, but when I'm putting high-end vinyl floors in the house that look just like wood. I'm doing shaker cabinets, quartz and granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. Like every single property got stainless steel appliances in them. You know what I'm saying? Like high-end carpets, paint, light fixtures, all of it. I say all that to say, go look at some of these Section 8 properties, bro. Like, they don't care about these people at all. They put anything in there, like they just chasing the bread. I'm gonna get the money regardless, but I'm gonna give you a nice product. I'm gonna give you somewhere safe for you to live, somewhere for you and your kids to be proud of. Like you come home, bro, it's fire. Like you buy, you know what I'm saying, like furniture in there, like, bro, that's all you gotta do. Get your furniture, get you some cable, everything else is perfect. All the appliances are brand new, everything's stainless steel, there's granite countertops. I mean, bathrooms, because and it's like it's 2 wins to that, right? It's like 3 wins. One, you're gonna get top dollar for your Section 8 property. 2, you're gonna get a good tenant. 3, you're spending the money anyway, so you might as well spend it right, because at the end of the day, you still got a refi out of this hard money loan. So if you put a really good product together, when they come out to do the appraisal, your appraisal gonna be high.
Yep.
So in your cash out refi, you're gonna get more money.
Yeah, you're getting top dollar from all levels. So yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah.
And then you're providing them somewhere safe to live, like a beautiful home. Yeah. Like, I mean, we have a tenant now. She doesn't pay anything at all. Like, Section 8 pays her entire rent, and she's in a beautiful house. Like, if she was to go buy that, she got to come up with like at least 30, 35,000. You know what I'm saying? Like just for closing the loan.
Yeah, that's amazing. But I mean, I think like you said, man, like when you provide something nice and providing something safe, but really it's just about that experience too. You know what I mean? Because I feel like especially once you live in something like that, you're not trying to go down. So now I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I gotta get it together and I gotta step it up. Because now it's like, if I want to get something like this or better, then I already know what that benchmark is like. So Yeah, man,
Mhm.
that's dope. That's super dope, man. So yeah, I definitely got to do a whole episode just on Section 8 because like that is super bag, man. So and it's consistent, like you said, man. So yeah, man. But that's dope.
Bro, no later than the fourth, son. I swear, I think that money hit like the second, between the second and the fourth. I
Mm.
actually gotta go. I don't even be looking, but I know no later than the fourth, every month is there looking at you like, bro, what up? Like, what we doing?
Word. That's what's up, man. All right. So we've discussed the one you get definitely got to talk to your mortgage broker. You can do FHA loans, you can do VA loans. There's tons of different first-time home buyer programs and grants. And I mean, they don't even have to be first-time home buyers. I mean, they could just be based on your city, your county, also what kind of job you have, if you're a teacher or you're a police officer, some kind of civil servant. Like there are tons of
Right.
different grants and programs that come along with that too. And there are a bunch of government programs that you can work with, like we just discussed. I mean, one, there's of course HUD, there's Section 8, like we were talking about. So there's a whole bunch of things surrounding that as well too. So what else is some more game for folks looking to become homeowners?
Oh, this new play I'm working on now. I'm not gonna speak on it too much because I haven't done it yet. I've been reading up on it a lot, but this is the process that I'm actually gonna start sometime this year, probably. I actually right before we started recording, my agent just sent me a message with a new mortgage broker. Excuse me, because my guy Barry, so there's a loan out there called a single close mortgage, and you can do that through FHA as well. Now, this is the one where that is, right? The single close mortgage is basically you're buying two assets at once, but you're closing one time. So this is if you want to build a house. Now,
Oh, so
if
you're
you
like buying a land and okay.
right, you're buying the land, so you're doing two loans at once, but you're closing, you know what I'm saying, one time for both loans instead of having to go through that process twice and have your credit pulled twice and things of that nature, because you don't want all those inquiries. But a single close mortgage is basically you find the land and you buy the land, but when you buy the land, you also get the loan to build the house, and you do one closing for everything, and you can do that through FHA as well. So you can you can legit go build your dream home and put 3.5% down, or you can go build a 4-unit and still put 3.5% down. Now and then the beauty of that too is this, even with the 2 or 3K loan, they want you to have a certified a certified uh a certified FHA contractor for either one. You know what I'm saying? So like they'll do draws kind of like with the investment properties, where you start the work, then they'll come out and inspect and make sure everything's going well, and then they give you a draw, you continue working, they inspect, they give you a draw, you continue working. Same process as a 2 or 3K loan, the same process as this. You find the land, you purchase the land, you do your drawings and stuff for your house, and you have your contractor that they approve, and they get the building. They build to a certain point, they inspect, do all your inspections, they get a draw, and they continue building until your house is complete. Now, the great thing is, because I was thinking about that, I'm like, yo, so I'll be paying two mortgages, but that's not the case.
I mean,
With
it
that
should
loan,
just be the mortgage and the taxes, right?
no, you're not
For
paying
that.
anything. No. So I'm talking about where you're living now, because I'm planning to do this myself. So I'm like, I
Oh,
got to
okay.
pay a mortgage on this house and then pay a mortgage on that house. I wonder how that's going to play for the FHA loan, because they're really
Yeah.
strict about, you know, saying, like their terms, and you're trying to get debt to income and things of that nature. But the beauty of the single close mortgage is, well, the single close loan is you don't pay your first mortgage on that property until the house is complete. Once the house is complete, you pay your first mortgage 60 days later.
Oh wow. So they give you 2 months.
Right. So you build it, you find your land, you build your dream house, you put 3.5% down, and you pay your first mortgage once the house is complete 2 months later.
That's great. So, okay, so you actually
After-
just answered the first question I was about to ask you, but you actually answered the second question. But the first question was, so they gotta inspect and all that, and then they give you the draw. But for the first part to get it started, are you putting that money up to get the development going, or how does that work?
Truthfully, on the 2 or 3K loan or this project, your contractor is the one that's supposed to be putting this money up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like your
so
contractor is supposed to
oh
be
wow,
fronting the bill, getting the project going, because they're going to make that money back. It's just like you as an investor. I buy the property, Hard Money wants you to put that bread up and get going. Once you're going, then you hit them, they give you a draw, and then you go through the process. So 9 times 10, you get the money you put up on the back end. So
okay.
like your last draw would more so be the money that you put up. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the contractor. So basically, once you get the loan, the you got the land and you can start building and all that. The contractor starts building, and then the bank essentially just gives them their money. All right, so they did phase one, then they get paid for that. Then they do
Yep.
phase two, the bank pays them, and by the time everything is done, they've already been paid, and now you're paying back all that money to the bank that they essentially paid the contractor. Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, full disclosure, both times I did a 2 or 3K loan, I used the same guy. And I know him. And he was like, yeah, I got you, I'll do it. But I know he didn't have the money to do it. So I put the money up both times to begin. And then I got my money back on the back end. And whenever you do stuff like that, you have to make sure you know who you're dealing with and make sure that they don't get over on you. So I learned this from the first time because I realized that he wasn't really doing anything. I got my own guys in there. And that's how I learned how to rehab. And I'm saying on the first house back in 2010 and realized that, oh, this ain't hard. I just got to manage guys. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't really doing much of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted me to give him 5,000 here and 5,000 there. I'm like, yo, bro. And then back then, the me then is not the me now. So I wasn't trying to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, stop playing with me, bro. You playing my money. All right, son. So anyway, when you do a 2 or 3K loan, you have the option of having your bank send a check in your name to you, or send a check to your contractor, or send a check to you, a check in your name and the contractor's name. My advice to everyone would be have them send a check to you. So then you can deposit that check, then you can write them a check for what they did. Because if they're just collecting the money and they're not finishing the project, of course the bank is going to stop paying them, but they're still going to get over and get some of your bread. So the best way to manage your money is have them send the checks to you. And I didn't learn that till halfway through the project. Checks just stopped coming to his house. And he asked why. I'm like, yeah, I got it. You know where I'm at. So if there's an issue, pull up on me.
Yeah.
And I learned it that way. And I mean, ever since, like whenever I do a 2 or 3K, well, the 2 times I did a 2 or 3K, I had them send the checks to me. And then I pay you if you're doing the work. But if I'm doing the work, then I'm paying my guys. Because if I'm starting a project, I'm managing these dudes.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
That's the lesson for y'all. Unless if you're not gonna be the general contractor yourself, make sure you find you a super reputable contractor, because they will get over on you. So yeah.
Oh yeah, they will swindle you. But and technically, legally, actually, you really can't be the general contractor because you don't have a contracting license, and you weren't approved by FHA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you got to know how to finesse. So my brother-in-law has a contracting company, and I was like, yo, bro, just give me your guy, son. Like, have him do the house. Like, legit, my roof. When the dude priced out my roof, he told me 10,000. I mean, granted, it's a big house. Like the house was like 4,000, maybe 4,500 square feet. Like basically, when we bought the property, the people that had it before had turned it into a 16 bedroom, 5 full bathroom rooming house. So I mean, it wasn't a small house. So I can understand, right? But you messed around and let me behind the curtain. Because if I'm paying for material and I'm paying the guys and I'm paying these dudes, 3 dudes back then, I think I was paying them like 120, 125 a day. And you told me 10,000 to do my whole roof. I went and I spent 3,000 on material. And these dudes took 2 days to get it done. 360, 740. Bro, I spent under $4,000.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, he really playing. That point on, he was dead. I just did everything myself because I realized that, yo, he getting over.
Yeah.
So I recommend that once you do, because I mean, like I hope that we are able to give you value and give you some ideas and ways to go out and buy a house. And when you do, buy you a property that needs work, so you get a 2 or 3K loan. And when you do, have the banks send the checks directly to you in your name, and you pay your guys for the work they're doing, so that no one can over on you.
Yep. And I mean, I think they just got tons of game. I mean, to be honest, I think that's tons of value. I think honestly, each of those things could probably be their own episode. And I
I'm
would
about to say so much more. I think I'm gonna start writing more notes. So it's more detailed because I want us to be able to give them everything they need. They don't have to go Google and figure it out. Bro, do this. Like, take these steps. Win.
Yeah. Man,
Hit me online and tell me, bro, I won, son. And yeah, we just keep it moving.
Man, look, here's the thing. So one, we're definitely going to be doing a lot of that. I mean, I already got a whole ebook for beginners looking to get into real estate investing and all that. So we're definitely we're going to be doing way more info products, webinars. We might got to do like some like Discord group coaching, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, like we got a whole bunch of that coming because like, yo, like the process is there, the information is there, and like we've already kind of gone through that process and crystallized it and refined it. So it's like, all right, why not put that together and bring it to the right way? But what I will add to that too is that, hey, I mean, we want to make it so you don't have to Google. But I think an important thing too is also that it's like, man, find out, like, do some research. You know, like you don't want to get lost in the sauce, but doing your own research is a major key as well too. Whether it be Google, YouTube, listening to podcasts. Actually, you're already doing your own research by listening to podcasts such as this because we're providing valuable information and game. So it's out there, but just make sure that you're looking in the right places and doing your due diligence. So yeah. Man.
All right. Moving forward, I'm gonna try to spend more time of writing this out better and give them, you know what I'm saying, like action points and things to do, because I know for a fact if I had found bigger pockets and stuff like that before, I'd have never sat down because I was just getting how I live. I knew what I knew and I was good at what I knew. So I did it. But then when I sat down, I realized I'm like, I mean, I guess one day I got to look at statute of limitation, but one day when enough time has passed, I may break it down, but I sat down and I'm like, yo, bro, if you could do this, ain't nothing you can do. All you got to do is apply yourself. And I took real estate serious and I went crazy. And we're going to get back into trucking, about to go crazy. And everything I know, I'm going to try to give it to as many people as I can. You don't owe me nothing. I just want to add value because I had nobody add no value to me. I didn't have no big homies. I ain't had nobody to say, like my mom's own 5 houses, but she just bought them all conventional loans. You know what I'm saying? Like wasn't like she didn't do it like an investor. So it wasn't like 1-on-1 kept looking like 3. And I know that ain't make sense. I just didn't do it. But once I understood and started studying, hey, bro, like if I can do it, anybody can do it. You just got to be smart enough. And I keep saying finesse, but I don't really mean finesse like get over on people. I mean, think your way through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a way. Like, can't nobody tell me I can't do nothing or no. What do you mean no? And I'm not trying to strong arm you to tell me yes. You mean no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing I can't do.
But
and
see,
there's always a way around it.
and I'm glad you said what you said too, because even right before you said it, I was thinking, I was like, yo, really, this is a perfect example of why the podcast exists. Because if you're in the street or you're hustling your grind and however you're doing it, the thing about it is, like you say, it isn't about finessing to getting over on people. But what what Mom Dukes was doing, she was buying the houses conventionally, how most people buy their homes. But what investors do is they buy homes creatively, right? So like that's what it's about. So if you're a hustler, what you're doing is you're making money creatively, like, and that's what a lot of it comes down to. So what it's about is, okay, applying the thought process and the philosophy that you might use while you're hustling, taking that same mindset and applying it to something that's illegal that you can get like legit money from. Like, that's what it's about. Because I mean, like, you can do one thing one way, but if you're creative about it and you apply that mindset to something legit, then that's when you can see how it applies and it overlaps. And that's what brick by brick is about. You go from one brick to a whole other type of brick, and you run it up, and you change your whole family's tree, man. So that's what it's about.
And I mean, and it don't have to be real estate. I mean, real estate is
Yeah.
awesome. Don't be wrong, but anything you can do to make legit money, like, give it your all, bro. Like,
Yep.
just give it your all. Like,
Real estate, stocks, crypto, whether it be entrepreneurship, starting a small business, graphic design, web design, social media management, insurance adjusting. That's a crazy bag. I just got my license for that. About to be jumping in that. You got folks making 10, 11 bands. All right, so there's one chick I know that's doing insurance adjusting, making crazy bread. She just started it last year. I think she was doing it for maybe 9 months, 6 to 9 months, and bought 10 rental properties last year just off of that, right? So like, mad ways and mad things that you can do that are unconventional, but you can run up a bag. So,
bro, trucking. I was talking to Boogie. I was on the phone with him yesterday, the day before. Me, him, and Raj, and all of us, like, we really trying to build something real. But I was talking to him last week, right? And we are from outside, and he was like, so he got into trucking. You know what I'm saying? As you know, and so he got his own truck or whatever. And he was like, yo, bro, let's be real about this. Right now, trucking is the closest thing you're gonna get to selling drugs legally. And I laugh when he said it, because he's like, he a funny dude.
yeah.
But he was dead ass.
Yeah.
And when he broke it down, I'm like, oh, you ain't lying. Because you can legit make $20,000 to $70,000 a month, depending on how hard you want to go out there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's drug money.
Yep.
But it's legal drug money.
It's free bands. It's free bands. Legit, it's free bands.
I mean, it ain't free because you're gonna have to work for it.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying, like, you get some good drivers that's gonna work for it. But the fact of the matter being is, it's real. Like, it ain't a joke. Yeah. And dudes be like, I'm telling you, bro, like, a lot of information,
especially right now.
Especially right now. Like,
yeah. I mean, for those of y'all who know about the supply chain shortage and all that, like, there are things that need to be transported around the country, around the world, and truckers and people are helping it be done. So that's another thing too. You got to make sure that if you're in the streets, you keep your ear to the streets to figure out what's going on, what's happening, so that you know how to move and how to navigate. The same way in the business world, figure out what's happening and a niche that can be filled or a need that can be met, and jump in the game that way. Because that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it.
Hey, bro. So my Rob Pops, Jimmy, he been in trucking forever, in Jamaica. And around 2008 when he came up, right? 2008, 9.
I was there.
We was riding somewhere, and he was like, yo, This how you know this is real. And I was lost. I'm like, the hell you talking about? We was on 95, I think. Not yet, yeah, 95. Going towards 495. And it was nighttime. And he was like, yo, look around. Look at these cars. Like, all you see is cars. Where are the trucks? Like, where the trucks at? Right past the truck stop. There's like maybe 10 trucks out there. Truck stops always full. Like, when I was in trucking, my driver would be like, yo, bro, I'm going to drive at night. I sleep during the day because I ain't never know where to park. He's like, yo, where the truck's at? Nothing's moving because people can't buy nothing. This one, you know, it's bad.
Yeah.
The truck's still moving. Everything's all right. Like, even though it's a shortage, trucks are still moving, bro. And even if you don't even do like regular, because like I was doing low board work, you know what I'm saying, like you can get a broker. Like, I mean, like there's a lot of options where trucking is concerned, but you can even get government contracts, bro. Like they have government contracts out there where you can move like the military vehicle, and one trip, one way, can pay you $40,000. How is that not drug money, bro? Legit though.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, Lindsay got a cousin.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap. I mean, that's definitely gonna be a whole episode. Lindsay got a cousin who's trucking now. He's running up crazy, man. So yeah, man. So yeah, go ahead.
But that's what we doing now too, right? So, you know, Boogie and Rye, all of them got a truck. I'm like, okay, I'm about to give me another truck too. I'm gonna get a couple of them, matter of fact. But it's shortage on drivers.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I'm saying to everybody, bro. Don't let nobody tell you it can't be done. There's a shortage on drivers. So what's the fix for that? Create your own damn drivers.
Yep.
Find dudes that's out there that's willing to work and pay for their class, bro. You saying, like, you send them to school. You can have like, we about to start teaching dudes to drive and then take them to go take their test. And when they pass, you put them in the trunk. So we won't have a shortage of drivers. And then you pay your guys well. Take care of your people, bro. Business is the streets, fool.
Yep.
Treat your people well. They're gonna treat you well, no matter what business you in. So because we know there's a shortage of drivers, bro, we about to create our own drivers, man. What's up? And we're gonna treat them well.
Man, yeah, that's gonna have to be a whole man. Yeah, it's gonna be an offline convo because yeah, I'm getting ideas. I don't even want to talk about them on here because I know a lot of them probably gonna be some money makers. But yeah, we're gonna rap about that, man. So, but look, man, this has been episode 651. One of them. We're gonna make sure we lock it in, man. But yo, listen,
bro, my last thing before we go.
Yeah.
Lately I haven't really been inspired to talk because you know I like playing the cut. I don't really like that. I mean, this ain't really what I like. If you know me, you know, but you ain't gonna catch me on camera or talk about nothing. So like probably about a week or so, I really haven't really been inspired. And I was telling Jab the other day, I'm like, yo, so this house I bought, well, one of these houses I bought, it's in like a class B minus C plus area ish. So you kind of got to ride past like just people outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's this one spot, it's a food spot on the corner that always got people lined up out there. I'm like, yo, bro, that food got to be good. But being in the situation I'm in, I'm not trying to be around, respectfully, I ain't trying to be around no niggas doing no nigga stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get caught up in the BS. Because they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, oh, you're somewhere you're not supposed to be. All right, I got something for that. No, I don't have time for that. So anyway, I ride past, I go up to the spot. The guy's in there. It's around noon. And they're at lunch. I bust the door and it smelled bomb in there. I'm like, yo, bro, where I get this from? I need me some. So they told me it's a spot down the street. And they called and ordered it for me. The lady said 10 minutes. So I was like, I bet I'll wait 15 minutes, pull up and grab my food, and hang around these niggas too long. Because I don't like people anyway, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I get there. Of course, the food ain't ready. So this dude walk up, and he had on this fly Sherlin. And I've gotten to a space in my life where I have no problem with complimenting another man. I'm like, yo, bro, that joint fire, straight up. That was that. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was like, yo, I appreciate it, whatever. Order his food. And he's standing there and I'm standing there. And I've been shot before. Some people know, some people don't. But I've been outside, so I understand what outside, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I see a dude running up the block and I look around, see what's going on. Okay, he just running up the block. Then he go stop at this car and he talking to this chick. Just so happened, the homeboy had just bigged up his coat. That's his people's. I see it, but I don't really pay it no mind. But I see when he pulled a fire and stick it in his pocket. But the way he pull it, being outside, you know something going down. So I'm looking around now to make sure I'm straight because bullet ain't got no name on it. And anybody got time for this.
Yeah.
Just so happened, dude, homeboy that pulled the joint, there's a lot of bluffing. Like, I saw it for what it was, but that split second gave me a rush that I had back in the day. And like Jay said, you know what I'm saying, users aren't the only abusers. Yeah, like I was like, oh man, I missed this for a split second. You know what I'm saying? And then I called my boy Daz, you know what I'm saying, like both was in together. And he's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, bro, you bugging. And so we kind of talked through, but that gave me the spark to want to have a conversation because I wanted to have the conversation with dude right then and there. Like, yo, bro, what you doing, son? Like, have you ever been in? Because it's real. So all this bluffing you doing, bro, they're gonna put your, bro, like, bro, respectfully, they're gonna put your dick in the dirt or you going in the box. And like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So like, all of this ain't necessary, bro. Go do something else. But I knew in the moment with his bluffing, he wasn't ready to hear that. And I knew he was bluffing. And you know, dudes be feeling like they're tough when they got a pistol. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to say to him. So then that gave me like that kind of, bro, like I was ready to go again. Like, yo, man, I gotta talk to people, man. Like, I gotta let them know, yo, you got to do something else because what you doing is some bull. Like, straight up. You not really about that life, stop playing because they're gonna smoke you. Even if you bought that life, stop playing because they're gonna put you away forever, or they're gonna smoke you. Ain't no way around it. I've seen it too many times.
So that's why we doing this podcast right here, man, because it's like, yo, there's too many options, there's too many ways to get money, there's so many things that folks don't even know about or do know about, know a little bit about, probably need to know some more about. And that's what it's about, because otherwise that's how you end up bluffing, doing a bunch of foolishness for no reason when you could be using that energy elsewhere for positive things to benefit yourself and your family long term, man. So yeah, man, that's crazy. But man, look, we here brick by brick, big homie. Appreciate you. Another one. I was gonna say, like, we took a break. We didn't really though, because we both been working and I've been working on the website stuff. We got the cover art. So you're looking at the cover art. It's fire. It's fuego. You know what I'm saying? So we got the branding together. We getting the merch together. Got a couple more things together. Got a couple people who've already heard about the podcast and want to be guests on the show. So we got some guests coming through. We just wanted to make sure that we gave y'all some time with us to get to know your host and connect and get some game from us to see what we're about before we even bring some more folks on, man. So we appreciate y'all. Another episode, brick by brick. We are building this thing brick by brick. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all later, man.
For sure.
Peace.
Wow.